Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Bertie, and over the next 20 lessons I'm going to show you everything you need to know to be able to play the piano. Now this video is just a little bit of an introduction to the piano so that in our first proper lesson together we can start playing music straight away. So if you already understand the different names of the notes and how the piano works, then you can jump straight into lesson 1. But if you are completely new to piano, then in this video I'm going to explain the different notes, how you need to be sat when you're playing, and a few things that you need to be aware of when you're playing your piano. If you know all that already, great! Jump straight into lesson 1, I'll see you over there. If not, then let's start talking about the anatomy of the piano. So first of all, you can see that the piano has white and black keys. Each one of these keys has a different name. We're going to talk about the white keys to begin with because these are our main letters of the piano alphabet. Now, in some countries, we call these notes do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and do. But here in England, as with a lot of other countries, we give them letter names, and we're going to start with the letter C. Now, our C note on the piano always sits before the two black notes. So if you look anywhere on your piano and find two black notes that are grouped together, the white note that comes before them, the white note on the left-hand side of your piano, will be your C note. I have one C here, I have another C here, I have another C here, I have another C right at the top up here, and I have C's going all the way down here as well. Anytime that I see two black notes grouped together, the white note that comes before them will always be a C. Remembering that, we just then go up all of the white notes until we find our next C. Now, one thing to be aware of is in music, we only have the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. When we get to G, we go back to A. And that is actually the 8th note, and that's what we call an octave. 8 notes in an octave. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. There is my octave point. And we're going to do the same thing right now, but start on a C. So if you have a piano in your house, go sit in front of your piano. All of these lessons are interactive lessons. I want you to get involved with these lessons. So go sit in front of your piano, in front of your keyboard, however you're learning your piano, and try this with me. We're going to find a C anywhere on your piano, it doesn't matter where. Look for two black notes and then play the C that comes before them. It can be any C, anywhere on your piano. It depends how big your piano is, will depend on how many C's you have. I'm going to start with this one right here. And then I'm just going to play up the white notes going to the right of my piano, which will make the notes higher. So this note here is C. Going up one letter from C, the next white note on my piano will be D. And you'll see here that the D is in between the two black notes. So the two black notes that were giving me a reference point for my C, my D is always going to be in the middle. So that's a D, there's another D, there's another D, D's all over my piano. Anytime I've got two black notes, the white note in between them will always be a D. So I had C, D, next letter up would be E. Now this is the note that comes after the two black notes. So I had C that comes before them, D in the middle, and E comes after them. We're just going to carry on up the alphabet now. So F will be my next white note. Then I get G on my next white note. And now in music, we then go straight back to A. So A is going to be the next white note coming up here. There is my A. Then I get a B. And now I'm back at C again. And you can see the C. See the C. Can you see the C? The C is before my two black notes again. So I had two black notes here. There was the C that I started on. And now I've hit this higher C, which is what we call an octave. So do to do, that would be what we call an octave in music. When I start on any note and then go to the next one, that will always be an octave. So if I went from an F to a G, A, B, C, D, E, F, there is another octave. Or if I started on a G, I could go straight up G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G would be my high octave there. The one thing to remember on piano is that when we go towards the right hand side, so we're going this way, notes get higher, and when we go down towards the left hand side, notes get lower. So a lot of the time your right hand will be playing high notes and your left hand will be playing low notes. Now we have names for high and low in music. High notes we call treble notes, high notes, and low notes we call bass notes. I played the same notes there, but at different octaves. I played my lowest octave down here, and I played, well, not quite my highest octave. That would be my highest octave here. Very high notes there. You can remember those names by thinking about the voices that males have. When we're young, when we're boys, we have treble voices. That's when we sing the higher notes. And as our voices develop and we become men and our voices go down, we get bass voices. So the highest male voice is a treble voice, and the lowest male voice is called bass. So treble and bass, high and low. High is on the right-hand side of your piano, low is on the left-hand side of your piano. So if I'm telling you to go up your piano, you're going to be moving towards the right. If I'm telling you to go down your piano, you're going to be moving towards the left. I hope that makes sense. It's just one thing to get your head around, but that's what we're talking about when we're talking about going up and down. So our white key notes are just going up our alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then we go back to A again. That's pretty easy to remember, but what about these black keys that are here? These are our sharps and flats, and as we go up the piano right now, we're going to call them sharps, and as we come down the piano, we're going to call them flats. Now, I don't want you to get confused between sharps and flats. For now, just remember that as we go up the piano, we're going to call them sharp, and as we come down the piano, we're going to call them flat. So find an F for me somewhere on your piano. Your F will be the white note that comes before the 3 black notes. So I'm looking for 3 black notes somewhere on my piano. There's 3, there's 3, there's 3. I'm going to go for these ones here. Doesn't matter where you're doing them, but I want to play the white note that comes before them. So it's this one here, not the one after them, the one that comes before them. So if this note is F, and I go up to the black note that comes after it here, this will be my F sharp because I'm ascending, I'm going up the piano. So F leads up to F sharp. Then I get my G, that's the next white note that comes in here. From there, I'm going to go up to the next black note, that's going to be my G sharp. From that one, I go back to A because in music, G goes straight to A. So the next white note here is going to be my A. And then the last of the 3 black notes is going to be my A sharp, which would lead me up to my B. Now, if we went back down again, so I'm going to start on the B now, and try this with me as well. So I'm on the white note that comes after the 3 black notes. I'm then going to come down the key. So this is B. So B flat will be the last of my 3 black notes. Now that's the same note as A sharp. If I said play me an A sharp, it would be this note here. If I said play me a B flat, it would be this note here as well. Here's an A sharp. Here's a B flat. Here's an A sharp. Here's a B flat. They don't sound any different on the piano, it's just a different way of calling them. And right now, it doesn't matter why we have different names of calling them, just remember that as we're going up, we're going to call them sharps, and as we're coming down, we're going to call them flats. Let's keep going down from that B flat. So here, we're playing our B flat, that's the last of the 3 black notes, wherever you are on your piano. We're then going to come down to that white note, and we're going down through our alphabet now. So this is an A. Coming to the middle of the 3 black notes, this is going to be my A flat. Same as the G sharp, but we're coming down, so we're going to call it an A flat. We're going to again keep going down. A would come over to a G as we were going down our musical alphabet. So here is my G. Coming to the first of the 3 black notes, there's my G flat, and then the white note that comes after that will be my F. So as I'm going up, I'm going to call them sharps, and as I come down, I'm going to call them flats. And those are the different keys that we have on our piano. We have our white notes, which are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and they just keep looping over and over again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 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 A. All the way up, all the way down the piano. And it's just one thing to remember as well, when we're coming down the piano, we're going backwards through our alphabet. A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. G, F, E, D, C, B, A. G, F, E, D, C, B, A. G, F, E, D, and we just keep going down like that as we're coming down. On the way up, we're calling those black notes sharps. On the way down, we're calling those black notes flats. And that's all we need to be aware of when we're looking at the piano. And to begin with, on our beginner piano journey, we're just going to be playing our notes by their letter names. We're not going to be looking at any notes or any sheet music to begin with. I'm going to talk you through all of that, don't you worry. But to begin with, I want to get you playing some music. I want to get you playing some songs, and we're going to be using our letter name. So I want you to associate the letter name with the key on the piano. Now, like I say, we have different octaves on our piano. So our low notes are down here and our high notes are up here. And each time we hit a new C or a new A or whatever, that's our octave. Now, there's one note on the piano, and that's the only note we're going to really focus on today. There's one note on the piano. It's the most important note in music. It's called middle C. And to find middle C on your piano, you are looking at the middle of your piano and you're trying to find the nearest C. It should sound like this. That is our middle C. So I want you to try now, find on your piano, where is the note, the C, that sounds the same as this C that I'm playing right now. We don't want this one, or this one. We want this one in the middle of your keyboard, in the middle of your piano. Now I'm going to explain to you why middle C is the most important note in music as we get further through with our piano playing. But just right now, it's really important that you understand where middle C is on your piano. So if this is middle C here, then I can now use this to find notes around my piano. I can find the C above middle C, which will be the next one up here. Or the C below middle C, which is the one that I played before down here. At the same time, I can find other notes and associate them with middle C. So if this is middle C, and I want to play the F above middle C, the middle F, the F above this C, then it would be here. Or if I wanted to play the F below middle C, it would be here. Or if I wanted to find the F an octave below middle C, it would take me down to this one here. So middle C is like our reference point. It's where we expand outwards, going higher and lower, away from middle C. And as I move away from middle C, you can hear how the notes are getting higher and lower, going either way. So it's the most important note. Right now, it's the only note that I really want you focusing on, and the only thing that you really, really need to remember from this lesson here is middle C is that note in the middle of your piano that comes before the two black notes. And if you can remember that, then we're rocking. We're ready to start playing some music. So that is our most important note. We're going to be talking about that note a lot in lesson 1. So it's something to remember. This is middle C. And in music, most of the time, we're working from C. So ignore the A and B. We're going to start on that C. We're going to go up from there. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. So I suppose that's the second thing that is quite useful for you to remember, is that G goes to A in music, but I must have said that about half a dozen times already in this lesson. So hopefully you're going to remember that as well. Now, before we start playing some music, before you get into the first proper lesson of this 20 video course, which I hope is really going to help you discover the piano and understand what's going on with the piano, I just want to talk about how we should be sat when we're playing the piano. Now, I am dreadful at this. I'm a proper sloucher and I like to sit back and play my piano. Sitting back all cool like this, but it's not how we're supposed to be playing our piano. We should really be sat with a nice straight back at the front of our chair so that our feet are coming down flat on the floor. In fact, really, this chair, can this chair come down any further? Woo! That's a bit better. Yeah. So your piano stool should be adjustable like my little chair here. And we want to be able to get it that we've got a nice straight back. Our shoulders are down, our shoulders are relaxed, that's really important. Our elbows are relaxed as well, and we're going to lift up our wrist. So it's an important thing that we do not come over the piano keys with little swan necks and approach the keys like this. We want to come up and we want to lift our wrists up so that we can get over the keys and have the center of gravity of our hand, have the top of our hand coming straight down through our fingertips. With a nice straight back sat at the front of our chair with our shoulders down and our feet flat on the floor. Knees in line with your hips if you can. So obviously it depends on the height of the piano. If you've got an adjustable stand like this one's on, then that really helps. An adjustable seat, you can really get it to the right place you're at. But if you're a little bit smaller and your piano's quite a big one, then maybe that's not going to be quite as easy to do. But if possible, we want to try and have our knees in line with our hips. We want to be sat up nice and straight on our back, shoulders relaxed. Most important thing though is the wrist. Now with younger pupils, I play a game called Don't Squash the Mouse. So if you imagine that you had a mouse under your hand here, what we don't want to do is squash the mouse. If our hand comes down on the piano like that, then we've squashed the mouse, and we don't want to do that. We need to keep our wrist up, and we need to have space inside our hand for our little mouse to be able to sit in there, and we don't want to squash the mouse. So don't squash the mouse. That's a very important thing when you're playing piano. We don't want to squash the mouse. And that you'll see, if you're coming up over the keys like this, there's no way that you could fit a little mouse under your hand in here. So that's why that's an important thing to remember, is just bringing that wrist up, keeping your fingers up. And then it means as well that your fingers are coming down on their tips. These are the best parts of your fingers. The flat of your fingers, coming down and playing on the flat of your finger, is a rubbish bit of your finger to be playing on You're really flat-handed if you're playing like this, and we don't want to have our hands coming flat down. We want to be able to lift our fingers up so that we can use just one finger at a time. Or if we need to, we can combine fingers and play 2 or more fingers at the same time. And the only way of really being able to do that is being up on the tips and having your wrist in a nice high position that you can come down onto the keys. So it's one thing just to be aware of. It's something that I don't want you to develop a bad habit of, is sitting at the keys like this and coming over the piano like this. It's so easy to build a bad habit. Building a bad habit is really easy to do. Breaking that habit is really hard, and obviously I can't see you when you're playing. So it's something to just be aware of, is how are you sat when you're playing? Are you coming up over the keys nicely? Is your wrist nice and high? Is your back straight and relaxed? Are your shoulders down? We never want to be up with our shoulders or up with our elbows. All of this is loose down my back. I'm sitting up nicely and my hands are loose. My wrist is loose, it's lifting up, and I'm loose in my elbow as well. Loosey-goosey, loosey-goosey. We need to be relaxed when we're playing. Even on a digital piano like this, if I play it hard and tight, and then you can hear it sounds hard. And on an acoustic piano, on a proper upright grand piano, or on just a real instrument, you can hear that even more. So on any musical instrument, being relaxed is absolute key. You can hear the difference there, just as I'm being loose and relaxed. It sounds tight and it sounds brittle. So just be aware of that. Keep loose, keep relaxed, let your fingers be nice and loose as well. And that's about it for this introductory lesson. That's how the piano works. Couple of things to remember as you move into the first lesson, and I hope you're going to head on straight over there and check out that first lesson right now. Middle C, that is the white note that comes before the 2 black notes in the middle of your piano. Other Cs always come before the 2 black notes, and anytime we hit a C to a C, or a D to a D, or an E to an E, that's what we call an octave. The black notes on your piano are called sharps as we're going up, flats as we're coming down, and just be aware of how you're sitting. Make sure your posture is right, make sure you're loose, and make sure that you're bringing those wrists up and playing on the tips of your fingers. If that all makes sense, and I hope it does, then you're ready to start lesson 1. I can't wait to start showing you the piano properly. It's going to be a really fun journey, and I hope you're going to join me for all 20 lessons, where I'm going to show you everything that you need to know to be able to play the piano. Now, I want to support you as you discover the piano. So if you have any questions, if you're struggling with anything, let me know down in the comments and I'll do my best to help you out. But you can only ask me things in the comments. You can't show me anything that you're doing. So I've set up a Facebook group. It's called Your Music Questions Answered by Bertie. And I'll put a link to that in the description. If you head over to that group and join that group, there you can post videos or photos, you can ask me any questions you want, and I can give you personalized feedback on what you're doing. So if you are struggling with anything, you can shoot a little video on your phone, upload it to the Facebook group, then I can watch what you're doing and I can say to you, oh, you could do this, you could do that, or you're doing this really well, but maybe try this, or whatever. So for personalized feedback, and I think that's really, really important, that you are getting personalized feedback from a music teacher. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to support you as you learn the piano. I'm here to help you in any way that I can. So please go over to that Facebook group. Like I say, there's a link in the description. Head over there, answer the questions so I know you're not a bot or anything. If you don't answer any of the questions, then I'm not going to let you into the group. So make sure you answer all the questions, and there you can actually see what other people are asking as well. I teach a few different instruments, so there might be some other instruments in there. Maybe that'd be interesting for you, or you just ignore those posts and just focus on the piano ones. But I hope that'll be a really useful resource for you, somewhere that you can go and ask me if you're struggling with anything. I am here to help you, and I will always get back to you. I will always help you out as best I can. While you're on this page, make sure you click that subscribe button and ring that bell notification so you see any more videos that I'm posting. And if you found this video useful, then please give it a big thumbs up. Like I say, if you have any questions, let me know. Hopefully that's all making sense, and you can now head over to lesson number 1, and I look forward to seeing you there very soon.